Welcome to another exciting episode of Wine Down with Kev, the AI First podcast. Thank you. We always like to start our podcast with an attitude of gratitude. So thank you for taking time out of your busy day today, whether you're watching this podcast live on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Thank you. And whether you're listening to it or watching it later on your favorite podcast platform, you are appreciated. Special thanks to all of you that have already clicked subscribe and hit the notification button so you can be notified when incredible content like this comes out. Thank you. Special thanks to my sponsor, who you'll see on the back of the screen behind me and in the lower third below, B-File Systems. All of my insurance agency owners, click on B-File Systems today. If you're looking to improve your retention and write more new business, more life insurance and financial services, check out B-File Systems today. Thank me later. All of that being said, super excited about the guests that I'm bringing to you today. This guest goes by the name Special Agent Chi. Her origin story is the gold. She built and closed businesses while managing a 9-to-5, raising a family, and navigating personal loss. And out of that came her signature line, "Burnout is not a character flaw, it's a design flaw." Her flagship book, Built to Run, is about building businesses that serve your life rather than consume it. Ooh, shifting from hustle to structure, from overwhelm to order. Who doesn't want to hear more about that? She is also a serial author across AI niches. This is where she got me. Number one, multiply your business systems. Y'all know what I say all the time. Systems, save yourself time, energy, and money. Plus AI while keeping God first. What am I talking to a kindred spirit today? AI, automation, and abundance built around her AIM method for AI-powered systems that turn leads into clients automatically, plus targeted books on AI, 2, property management, healthcare workforce, and women veteran entrepreneurs. That breadth is part of the Alicia Little Authority Through Authorship playbook that she and I both come from. Here's the place where we touch base. Faith, leadership, and purpose intersect. That's my scripture meets business voice, just aimed at faith-driven women. Please put your warm Wine Down with Kev hands together and help me welcome our special guest today, Special Agent Chi. Special Agent Chi, how you doing today? You doing all right?
I am good, Kevin. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me on the show.
No problem at all. I did my best with the introduction, but help a brother out. Tell my audience something about you and your backstory that I did not share before we get into Q&A mode.
So just backstory, my name is Choma Kende, also known as Special Agent Chi. As a podcast, that's my host name on my podcast, from a podcast person to another person. So this is like a different feel, me being the person being asked a question and just, answer the question. So this should be interesting going through today.
I love it. You in the hot seat right now. I don't want you using none of your host experience to take over. Let me ask, you answer, and let's have a good time.
Let's go.
So Special Agent Chi, which I'm going to focus on pronouncing correctly because your name of Nigerian origin, say your full name.
Chioma Kende.
Chioma Kende, Nigerian origin. And when I see Special Agent Chi, I see C-H-I, I think shy, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to refer to you as Chi the whole podcast.
That's fine.
So let's jump right in. I love it. We both came up the same way, both certified AI consultants out of Alicia Little's world. But you took it somewhere I haven't seen anyone else go. You named it after Proverbs 31. Tell everybody where that came from.
Man, honestly, like my guidebook, and it hasn't been this way I would say for the last 2 years. I was such a lukewarm Christian, but my guidebook, if people look at the Bible like it's just some book. But if you want, in terms of just life blueprint in the Bible, it's in the Bible. And if you look at Proverbs 31, honestly, Proverbs 31, she was a businesswoman. That lady
Mhm.
was waking up early in the morning, which when you read a lot of these business books, don't you see they say, hey, start your day waking up early so that way you can get your day started. She would wake up early just to make sure her household was good. This lady was
Yes.
buying land
Yes.
in that time. So it was
Yes.
just in terms of just the business systems. The reason why I named it Proverbs 31 is just, being a woman, being in business, like it had the business principles, how she was buying land, making sure her family was good. She was not scared that the future was already secure. Her husband trusted her to do all that. He was well known in the land. Like it was just different things, just the different systems as in there. So that's where I built my business, Proverbs 31 business systems from.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Quick cosign before we pivot. I love that you said you're a lukewarm Christian. None of us are perfect at any faith that we practice, but the book of Proverbs is a go-to for me. There's 31. So if I'm off my square as a Christian, I'm not walking right, I just look at what day of the month it is and I'll read that proverb. So today we're recording it on the 28th. I might
Oh,
open up
there you
and
go.
Proverbs 31 stays with me because I've heard of and attended many services that reference Proverbs 31 and 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? So I love your inspiration for that. So let's go right into your story. You've built businesses and closed them. Most people only talk about the wins, but what did closing one of your businesses teach you that winning never could?
Oh my gosh, when I closed, so I used to have a cleaning business previously. And so what that business, and I don't see like when I take, should I say, I see things as lessons learned, not as a loss. I don't take L's. I take, I see it as lesson learned.
Yes.
So with that cleaning business, I had it about for what, about 4+ years is what I had it. And that business burnt me out. I mean, I was everything. I was the CEO, I was the scheduler, I wore every hat in that business. And the one thing that did it for me or took the tip was when I lost my mom. And so, I told you I'm Nigerian descent. I had to I live in the States, but I had to travel to Nigeria for the funeral. And the week I had to travel for that, I had to shut everything down in that business. I had to close everything down. Yeah. And then the only thing I think I left going was my recurring clients at that time. So while I was in Nigeria, the service wasn't working. The only thing that really worked was my WhatsApp. And usually the phone system that we use for the cleaning business that I had was not, working at that time. So then I get a WhatsApp message from my staff saying like she got into an accident. So she got an accident, which meant that she couldn't go clean the house. So I was like,
Wow.
I'm like, why am I worried about a business while I'm supposed to be grieving and just worried about, focusing on
Yes.
burying my mom? So that was just the point and I think I ended up giving her like the client's phone number so that way she could call because I couldn't call the client. And just that just dawned on me is like this business depends on me for
Yes.
everything. It depended on me to, to for the scheduling. It depended on me just to handle. So it was just different things. So that was a learning moment. And that's how I just came up in terms of just building AI. If I were to do it right now, voice agent, hello, that would be able to answer the phone, doing a system that can, with scheduling. So that way it answers, it automatically books to the scheduling and schedules just using it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's where the premises of my book, The Build to Run, is building businesses, which is a guide to showing you how to build a business without burnout, which is a personal experience that I went through. So that's what I would, in terms of the story, in terms of how I closed it and just started this new AI business that I have.
I love it. I love it. I love it. More synergy for you and I. My father had an office cleaning business as I grew up, worked in it from 8 years old. Many years later, from when my father founded it, my brother still owns and operates it to today.
Good.
But I think every business owner listening to this podcast can relate to exactly what you said. Sometimes we have a business, but it's also our job to be the CEO, chief cook, and bottle washer. But let's go, let's dig deeper. You say burnout isn't a character flaw, it's a design flaw. Help me unpack that. When did that hit you?
Like I said, during that time of loss, it's like the burnout is like I'm doing all this stuff, and like I was the bottleneck in my business. Everything is
Yes.
like I was in the way of the business. I remember there was a client or a lady, I think she was saying on one of the businesses she had a dance studio.
Mhm.
And she said for her, way she realized it is when, I mean, if you're to the point where your staff can go and buy, was it $2 hairband for the
Mhm.
dancers? They had to ask
Yes.
her to do that.
Wow.
Yes, they had
Wow.
to ask her. So if your staff or if your business have to, like, little things can be done without you, without them asking, like it depends, like you have to say, hey, can I go buy a $2 hair band in the store? That just shows that your business has systems that are just not in place. That's why I start with the structure and just building that business. In terms of just seeing how are you the bottleneck. I have this 5-minute bottleneck test. It's a free test that people can take where it can actually ask you questions and see like where it is that you're stuck, like where is it that you're being in the way. So it was
I
based
love
on like
what you I love that you shared that you discovered you were the bottleneck. That's one of the beauties of AI.
Mhm.
People I work with, they discover that as well. Um, Special Agent She is very easy to point fingers. It's the price, it's the product, it's everybody around me. But when you take your test, do many of your clients reach the same conclusion that you did, that they're actually the bottleneck?
Oh yeah, and also I think I did it when one of the summits, and people were like, the reaction was like, "Ouch!" I'm like,
Yeah,
dang, like it was
that,
just like because it's like a
that
mirror, it's holding a mirror to your face. Like we got to be honest, the truth. You got to see the truth. Like once you can handle the truth, then you know where to work from. Once you see, what the truth is. So that's what that
I
test is
love
all
it.
about.
I love it. I'm going to come off script here because this is just real. And uh, uh, audience, I'm getting to know Special Agent She the same time as you. You're not going to hear us reference nothing when we went to school together, when we hung out. We are getting to know each other in real time at the exact same time. So I love this. One of the reasons I love podcasting is just this opportunity to have real conversations, unscripted, just like this. So once you take someone through that journey of discovering that they are the bottleneck and they have that aha moment, what's usually their next step? Where do you usually take them in your program?
Then we have to see, okay, with that step, for example, is it that you don't have SOPs in place for documentation so that way you can then train your people? Do you have like an onboarding, uh, a step by step? If are there repetitive tasks that can be done over and over again that can just, we can have AI do it for you? I mean, in this age of AI, we have no excuse in terms of just setting things automatically. AI can, do your leads, social media, it can help you with your SOPs.
I love it. So let me dial back for a second. I didn't offer condolences when you shared the loss of your mom. I don't know if that was recent, if it was 5, 10 years ago.
About two
As a
years
person
ago.
who lost how many?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah, as a person that lost my mom 13 years ago, my dad 23 years ago, the pain never goes away. It doesn't change. So my deepest condolences from the
Thank
bottom of
you.
our heart. I'm sure anyone listening to this, if that resonates with you, please throw some prayer hand emojis, some
Thank
love, some
you.
hearts in the chat to show support. It doesn't go away. So during your low moment, you begin to realize that give me a break. I know that I have this business obligation to you, but I'm also human and I
Mhm.
need a timeout. I need a minute. I need some grace based on what I've done before. Can Special Agent She just be here? Because what I know from family and friends, the services, how you grieve is a little bit different in Nigeria than we do because the service is extended. So before we get
Mhm.
into AI, can you walk us through that traditional Nigerian burial process? What is that like from acknowledgement to closure. Just educate us a little bit on that. I think the audience is important. Every faith is a little bit different. Our Jewish brethren, it's one day, it's like grieve, we said Shib, and then we bury the next day. Here in America, it might be a 3-day process. We lose someone Tuesday or Wednesday. We're burying on Friday or Saturday. How does that work in Nigeria? Give us a visual of that process.
So mine was a little bit different. And also in Nigeria, we have different tribes. So, it's similar, but, it's a little bit different. And then another thing that was different is because most of my family, my mom was here. When she passed was here in the United States.
Okay.
So with that addition, we had to ship her body to Nigeria. So that was a process. So we had to, and that was like, because I think she passed in May. We didn't get to bury her to, I think, August. So that was like a long process. So by the time we got there, we had to then, there's like a ceremony to go, identify the body from the, I guess the funeral home. And then we had like this, it's like a brigade where we have to take her body and then we bring it to our house. And then that's the first day. The next day is more of a, I guess like a service of songs, I guess you would say, but it's more in the house. And where, because we have like a huge, I guess you call it like a compound where, everybody in the village, everybody's there. And then the last day then was like the church service where we had to do. And then, you come home for the celebration. So it's like a long, usually with process. I know with any Nigerian tradition, even with weddings, because even when I got married, I had 2 weddings. I had a traditional wedding and then I had what we call the white wedding, which is the, where you wear the bridal dress and everything. So it's, different traditions have like, different things that they do in Nigeria.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's just so much more of a better picture to get us an understanding. We don't have that visual. It's not second nature. So thank you for that.
No
So
problem.
when was your pivotal point? You're going through this. How did you discover AI? What was your aha moment? How did you come across Alicia and how did you decide to become a certified AI consultant?
So I've, worked with AI, previously before Alicia, actually with the cleaning business. I started a little bit seeing, just a little bit of AI, but just not, seeing what it can really do. I think the most when I was in the cleaning business was it was writing my blogs and that was it. And then like social media, I think is what it was doing for me. But I didn't know like to the point that I knew it now. I didn't know. So how I then got into Alicia Little was I follow different podcasts. So I think I was I don't know if you know Terica Lynn Smith. I was part of her she does the property challenge stuff. So I was part of her, that thing. And I think Alicia came on that and she was just talking about like how you could use AI to do this. Like she was talking about perplexity. And I'm just like, oh wow, like and then she gave her free book. I think that she has where it has like all these prompts and I'm just like, wow. So I was listening to her and then that's how I just, I got interested in her AI. So I, turned in her workshop. And once you're part of it, she's going to give you everything. So I was just like, oh my gosh, she's giving, like she's going from the beginning of just how you do this and just I'm just like, oh my goodness, I have never seen, anybody break down using AI this way. And she does such a good job of it. So that's how I was able to, I first joined the, AI certification. I know she's the queen of upsell. So I joined the power circle as well.
I love it.
So that's how I was able to join and just, it has been, just being in this power circle, it has just been tremendous. The people I've met, connecting with you and just the different people like, Dr. Fred and even just the different people that I've seen that I've been connected with and I'm still connected with, it's just been amazing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Definitely have that in common and just going. So how long? It sounds like you've been in it for probably like a year. Is that about right?
Since November.
Outstanding. And you are crushing it. So one of the things I love about your story is you're telling it on several different outlets and platforms. You're writing books, you're hosting a podcast, and you're writing broad books. That really, when I was preparing for you today, I'm like, you're doing something I hope to do. You're not writing on one subject. You're touching multiple industries. Tell me where that comes from. And for the audience, bring us up to speed. Name the books that you've written thus far and tell me what the inspiration for those books have been.
So I'm not sure. So I've only written one book, the Built to Run
One book.
one.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's the one that I've written. I am in the process of doing other ones. I do have maybe the free should I say free samples of different things,
Yes.
or different free resources. But the one main book that I have is the Built to Run book, which I told you is based on my personal story of just how I was burned out and I was able to build systems in my current business so that way I'm not burning out. Things are running, I'm sleeping, it's running, I'm not worried.
I love it. That is the ultimate system. Save yourself time, energy, and money. And when you save your energy, you're not burnt out and you're able to be there for the loved ones in your life. Talk to me about your podcast. How long have you been podcasting?
It hasn't been that long. It was just February, honestly, that I started. And if you get to know someone like me, I'm such an introvert. I'm even surprised I have a podcast and putting myself out there. So it's been an amazing path. And just like you said, it's just been because I usually interview mostly women. I mean, I have had a couple of men on the show. Maybe we could have you on the show. Plug in.
I'd be honored.
But it's just it's just a pleasure getting to know people's stories of just because with the Proverbs is we call Becoming the Proverbs to the Woman podcast, and I interview women and we're seeing just the stages that they're in business, in family, whether it be just how they're managing that business and how they're just incorporating everything. How do they deal with burnout? How do they just manage everything? And it's just inspiring just to hear the different stories that they have.
I would agree 1,000%. I am one of 7 children. I had 5 sisters, 1 brother. I've lost 1 sister, but I still have her in my heart. I'm married for many, many years to my beautiful wife. I have sisters-in-laws, and a lot of my support system is women. So whether it's from the church to business to my companies, all supported by women. And just your subject alone of how women manage and balance multiple things, because let's face it, even the Proverbs 31 woman that's a stay-at-home wife or mother, never say she's not working, because I think that's the hardest work in the world. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, that's true. Like in terms of for women, and women are incredible. I don't know. I feel like God has just designed us differently in terms of just being a helpmate. No, seriously, he has. I'll be honest. I mean, he has designed us because it's just so many things that we can just handle. That is just so impactful. Like, and I'll give an example. Like, I don't know if I should show. Like, just for example, I was supposed to travel one time, and then my husband had to take care of the kids. It's a difference,
Oh my God.
He did a good job, but it's just a different type of, just tolerance and just how you can, he's good at, that's what I'm saying. People are good at what they do, certain things, but just certain things, they're just, not built for it.
Give me more context to that story. I want to picture your husband taking care of the kids, but right now I don't know if we're talking babies, toddlers, high schoolers. Give us some context. What are the ages of the kids when you travel? And go ahead.
So my kids, I mean, I have a 10, 8, and a 6-year-old. So they're, independent, but not really, dependent. But I'll just give a funny story is I had to write down each day, for school, just, because it was drop off at school and, this. So I had to write down each day just the things needed, for school. And I think he, had forgotten, I think, the water bottle. My daughter would have let it go. She said, he forgot the water bottle. Okay. I was like, give him some grace. Give him some grace. Give him some grace,
So it sounds like to me that you used AI to create some SOPs, standard operating procedures.
Got it.
Honey, I know this looks easy, but this is actually what I do in the morning. This is my midday. This is my evening. And all of these jobs are yours. God bless you. I love you and good luck.
Exactly. For 3 days, I think it was. Yep.
3 days. Oh my God. Been there, done that, and have the scars to prove it.
Oh no.
Let's pivot our conversation to AI. What's your AI stack? What's your top 3 to 5 tools that you like? And tell me what you love about them.
Oh my gosh, Chat GPT is my go-to. Chat GPT, and I'm now so now I'm in between because I switched to Claude. I migrated all my stuff to Claude, so I go back and forth between this. I'll even give you an example right now. Where
Okay.
before I came on this podcast, I asked Chat GPT, "Hey, I'm going on on this podcast right now because it has history of me, in terms of like my podcast, and so I have a project in regards to podcasts." And I said questions that you hope Kev would ask, like conversations. He said, "What made you start Problem 31 Systems?" was a thing it said.
Yes.
And then it said, "What does being a bottleneck actually mean?" So it's giving me and prepared me for the show. So that's how I use AI. Like coming on here, I had to, just do research too, and it helped me. It knows me. So it says, "I bet you Kev on stage would ask you this." It studies your podcast to
Yes.
see what are questions that you ask on there. So
So
that's how I use it.
you out Clauded me with Claude. I love it. I love it. So you said a couple of things. Educate the audience a little bit. How did you teach Claude your voice so it knows you? And talk about, you mentioned that you have it as a project. Talk about those two things. Educate the audience a little bit.
So what I do, so what you want to do, and this is the any LLM, which is a learning machine that you want to just train. If you're putting garbage in, it's going to give you garbage. So what you can do starting off, and I think Alicia does this, is like, "Hey, I am I act as a business strategist where ask me questions so that way you can get to know me." That's how you can first start off. So you're going back and forth with ChatGPT or Claude, whichever one is of preference. Gemini is different things. You can go back and forth with it. That's how I was able to learn my business. When I do podcasting, this is what I use. When my guests come on, I'm able to feed, in terms of information on the guests, transcripts, different things. So
Mhm.
that way it's getting to learn the way I style. When I do like summits and stuff, if I'm able to get the transcript or anything, I'm able to feed it into ChatGPT to learn the way I can, present. How can I do it better? It can tell me, "Hey, why don't you, tweak here? This is how you could have closed the selling. This is how you could have done it." I try to record stuff so that way I'm training it. So it's getting to know my
Yes.
voice. It's getting to know the way I talk. It's getting to know the different things on there. So that's how I train it to get to know me.
I love it. And now when it speaks, if it writes for you, if it makes recommendations for you, it's answering on behalf of Special Agent Chi,
Exactly.
not a general Google answer that might go to anyone else. I love your approach. So earlier you talked about the example of your cleaning company, and you mentioned the scheduling feature. So all businesses, we need appointments, we need calendar management. I mean, the worst day for any business, from cleaning to property management to insurance, my primary business, to anything else, is having an empty calendar with nothing to do. Or the opposite problem, you could have a full day of plans, but it's chaotic. I don't know who's coming when. Talk about how you use it as a scheduler and how you recommend that AI as an assistant in a business space that can help you with that.
I mean, you could connect it to your AI so that way it's sending you reminders of your calendar. So that way
Mhm.
you're not missing. The one thing is I have my email connected to my AI. So that way you can even tell me like, different calendar things. Like it's so many different tools. I think the one tool I think it's is a Victor, or I forget which one, where you can actually just connect a lot of stuff in there, and it's sending you a reminder like, "Hey, this meeting is due for you to be able to do." And then in terms of like just seeing like, "Hey, what do I have on the calendar to do?" If you're trying to, because you were saying like you said sometimes it's empty like with your schedule.
Right.
Leads, if you use Get Victor, that's another one I'm just starting to use. Get Victor can help you, like it can connect with Slack. I don't know if you're familiar with Slack.
Yes,
It
of
can
course, of
it
course.
can connect with Slack, and you can tell it to do stuff for you, like in terms of getting leads, like nurturing and stuff like that. You can do it with it. So
So
AI is sorry, I was gonna say, I say AI is going so fast. The only thing I would just say is there's so many different tools coming out. You can have the shiny, this isn't your thing, it's shiny, it's so good, and it's like different things. I would say, depending on the business that you're doing, pick the one that works for your business and stick to it and learn the heck out of that thing. So that way you're a pro at it. Don't just focus on, oh, this is one, because it's so easy, because it's so cool, right? So, but just
no,
pick one and then stick to it.
I love that you said that. With AI, you definitely can catch SOS. I call it shiny object syndrome. Every single day, while you and I have been talking for this 25, almost 30 minutes, several new AI tools were invented that you and I don't know about yet. But I'm not going to spend the rest of the day learning them. I'm still trying to master some things that I'm pretty good at, but I definitely can get better. So I love what you said about just mastering. I love that you introduced me to a tool that I wasn't familiar with. Get Victor. You said that helps you get leads. Can you do a deeper dive and tell us a little bit more about Get Victor? Because when you say leads, you get the attention of every business owner.
So that one, I just recently started using it. So it's because I was able to attend, I think, with Coach, I forget who it was. Is it Coach Greg, I believe? So people have been
Okay.
talking about it. It's been buzzing actually in the Power Circle. People have been talking about it. So that's why I'm getting to know. It's like, oh, we could do this. So I'm still getting to know that tool a little bit more. So I can't really go into, the detail of it, but that's a tool, a newer one that I'm getting to know.
Talk about the power of the Power Circle and how important it is for new AI users to join communities so they can learn with others and you're not just out here by yourself.
Man, it's just meeting the people there. First of all, my book, being in the Power Circle, I was able to work with Dr. Fred. He's the bestseller overnight. I
Yes.
was able to work with him, and I was able to reach bestseller as soon as my book came out. So being in that, the support that was on there was able to get that, that bestseller. So just the community, and they support each other. If you're having something going on, I know I had a couple of summits, and they came to support. So that way you have people there. If you're having like different things, you're able to put it on there. They come support. It's just the support, the tremendous support and love is on there.
I love it. And I love just getting to know people where they start and where they keep going, which is why I reached into the Power Circle community to find you and other guests because I think you have tremendous stories to tell. So, Special Agent She, as we begin to wrap up the podcast, what did Claude say that I would ask you that I haven't asked you yet?
So it was actually chat that had asked me. He said, why do so many entrepreneurs, it has everything. He says, why do so many entrepreneurs stay overwhelmed? How do fake people, what's the biggest mistake a business owner makes with AI?
Yes.
You've asked me mostly everything.
Beautiful.
Everything.
So it had you well prepped. Last two questions, I think. As you're consulting and coaching and helping other businesses with AI, who's your ideal client? Who's the one person that you'd like to reach? Give yourself a 30-second commercial now. Tell me who that is and how you could help them.
So it's mostly faith-based service businesses who are just founders and they are just stuck. Like they can't take a vacation. They're just overwhelmed with everything. I can help them get systems in place so that they stop feeling overwhelmed. I have like my 5-minute bottleneck test that they can take so that way we can see how we can start getting them out of the way in their business. So it's mostly service-based business, which is, even I reached out to cleaning businesses, plumbers. They don't have time in terms of getting, picking up the phone so that they can book roofers. They don't have time in terms of that time to book, clients. Those are like my ideal clients that I work with.
I love it. So shout out to everybody listening to this podcast, faith-based communities. You're struggling in your business. You don't know where your bottlenecks are. And the service industries are heavy. Most service industries, the plumber, the roofer, the cleaning company, the electrician, they are experts in what they do, right? We need the plumber. If we're in a situation, I'm calling the plumber and I'm paying regardless. But it's the other side of business, the scheduling, the invoicing, all of that stuff that's not their jam. It's the admin side. AI definitely can help. And if you're looking for someone special to work with, I absolutely recommend and endorse Special Agent Chi. Special Agent Chi, any closing comments for my audience?
I would just say, honestly, I know there's a buzz like, hey, AI is, taking over jobs and all of that stuff. I would say more get educated in just AI. If there's a tool, like I said, we were talking about the SOS shiny object syndrome. just learn a tool and use that tool. You can market yourself to. There's so many opportunities out there that with AI, with this age of AI, that we can get, we can use to start businesses. So I would say take advantage of this AI gold rush, as they say.
I love it. I'm going to ask you one more question. You are focused on the Proverb 31 women. I heard a shocking stat the other day. I heard that 600,000 women of color, have been displaced within the last year or two, and companies are using AI as the reason. These are women that were at certain levels in companies, certain expertise, and they're not sure what to do next. Maybe they're in their late 30s, their 40s, 50s. Age really doesn't matter with AI. I am living proof. How would you encourage them to just follow your Proverbs 31 plan of getting involved with AI to find that next step, that next best version of themselves?
That's so funny that you said this. Is a couple, I want to say 2 months ago, I launched with that happening. I launched a program called Skills to Income, where I actually had done workshops for women who were having trouble making income. One of the examples that I did was I showed them how to use Lovable to build websites. So that's a skill that they can use to market themselves, is empowering them. So I showed them certain AI skills that, hey, they can use. I was teaching them of just how can we market yourself and learn these skills. So that's so funny that you had said that. That's a program that I have, which is called the Skills to Income Academy, where I'm teaching women how to use these AI skills, and that not just learn it, but then how can we make income with this skill?
Special Agent She, we have so much synergy. Once again, one of the things I've acted on that you've taken to a higher level, I've taught AI advanced income in my church. I'm also doing in other churches to transition from, it's not just a tool, it's not just a pen with ink. When you learn it, you can monetize it. So thank you very, very much for being an amazing guest, for coming on, for sharing your journey, sharing your heart, your family, your love, your loss, and where you're going today and where you're leading others. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show. Really appreciate it.
No problem at all. And to my audience, thank you, and thank you. We open with an attitude of gratitude. We close with an attitude of gratitude. So thank all of you for tuning in today, whether you're watching us live right now on social media or watching us at a later date on your favorite podcast platform. You are appreciated. And if you want to know when amazing content like this is released in its final post-production form, click on the subscribe and notification button below and you will be informed. Special thanks to my sponsor, B-File Systems, insurance agents. If you're looking to grow your business, and the fastest path to growth is first to retain the customers that you have and then have AI digital tools to gain new customers, check out bfilesystems.com. Thank me later. Until the next time that we share time on the AI First podcast, remember, we make AI easy. That was easy. Blessings.